Did OdoBan really start in a bathtub? Today we are talking to the founder and CEO, Mr. Steve Davison. It's all coming up right now. Now let's jump right into it. Today we are finally doing something that we have wanted to do since we started this show. We have a very special guest in the studio with us today, the founder, president, and CEO of OdoBan, Mr. Steve Davison. Steve, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Man, we are so happy to have you up here. And I want to start off with a thanks to you for letting us do this crazy little show up here and having our back on that. It's been a great experience. Now, we're thrilled to have you here, but I know you're a busy guy, maybe now more than normal even.
And yeah, that'd be an understatement.
Well, they're crazy times at the moment. You'll hear that a lot. And right now, in these weird times, let's start off with this first question. We get this all the time from our viewers right now.
I have a question for you first.
Okay. Steve caught me off guard.
I can't get my eye past this big coffee stain on the carpet, so that's got to go.
We'll take care of it. We have a product for that. I know we make
stuff to get rid of that. Yeah.
We have a product for that.
Yeah.
I will get on that, Steve. Man, look at that. He busted me right off the bat. I tell you what. So our question we get from everybody right now is, when will OdoBan be back in stock? Now, we've talked about this on the show many times and explained the process, but what would you tell customers right now who are having trouble finding our product on the shelves?
How much time do we have?
As much as you want, man. You own the company.
So one of the issues we've been challenged with is when COVID happened, of course, everybody ramped up to make disinfectants. And what that's done is put a lot of pressure on the marketplace where we buy our raw materials. So, for example, one of the items in there is isopropyl alcohol, IPA. The price shot up 400%. Sprayers have become an issue, bottles, labels, sleeves. I mean, everything you could possibly imagine is tightened up, and I got two people in purchasing, and they're working overtime really every day, and it's turned into a full-time. I mean, we're spending way too much time trying to chase down products where it should be just picking up the phone. It's a hassle. So to answer your question is, we're working on it. We know we're out in a lot of places. We've added a double shift. We're putting on a second shift. We brought in one piece of equipment here this week. We have another one showing up in 3 weeks. We've farmed out some production to another facility in North Georgia, and we're adding one in Texas. We're doing everything we know how to do to get product out the door.
Yeah, I know everybody here is working like crazy. It has been a struggle, but we're going to keep turning it out for all of our fans out there because we know you guys want the products. Now,
hey, see this? I had it on a card.
You had it. Zoom. Yeah. There goes the card. The man has skills. I'll tell you what. Now, I started this whole thing talking about OdoBan in a bathtub. Legend has it that you mixed the first batch of OdoBan in your bathtub. So right now, is that true?
That is true. What I didn't know, you being a chemist, is at the time, Corey gave me the formula, and he didn't tell me how to mix it.
Yeah, so you have to put stuff in a certain order.
So you have to put it in a A and B has to go in and blend before you add C.
Yep.
He didn't tell me that. So I dumped everything in my bathtub, had a boat paddle, just kept stirring for several hours. It never took. I got mad. I had to pull the plug. This was before cell phones, and this is before answering machines even. So I called Corey all weekend, called him a few choice names, I'm sure, and had to pull the plug because I had to have the bathtub take a shower. So that first batch went down the drain, literally.
Man, so it actually did start in a bathtub.
It did.
How did you come up with the name OdoBan?
Okay, so I have a prop here.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've got historical artifacts, ladies and gentlemen. Steve,
so can you see this?
See if we can.
Guys,
can we get some assistance to make sure? Yeah, we're
good?
Okay. Yep.
So here's the first two versions. It was originally called OdoBan. I went up to Washington, D.C., the Patent and Trademark Office, and registered these two products. And about a year later, I got sued by another company that had the name OdoBan. At the time, I could have fought it and won. I know now in hindsight, but at the time I didn't have the money to do that. What I did do while I was up there, I filed OdoBan as a backup plan B just in case. Never thinking in a million years I would have had to use it. But so it started off as OdoBan. Nice looking label. I think we've come a long way.
Well,
Yeah, whatever. And
we have a little more talent these days in the design department.
Yes, we do. So anyway, that was the reason. It was OdoBan. Had to drop back to OdoBan, and we never missed a lick. Actually, it was a blessing in disguise.
Mm-hmm.
I think the good Lord was looking out for me, because if we had OdoBan, then as we moved into carpet and different products out there, it wouldn't really translate. But with OdoBan, I hear people call it OdoBan, like like the Autobahn in Germany, and this and that and all different names, and it just kind of fits as you branch out into different product lines. So I don't care what you call us, just call us.
Don't care what you call us, just call us. Okay, now this is a question specifically for Jack,
There's
our director.
the bathtub one. Pew.
Question for Jack, our director over there, because he's a little obsessed with this. Who is the man on the OdoBan logo?
Mr. C.
Mr. C.
Yes.
That is, so what's Mr. C's story? Where'd Mr. C come from?
Well, at the time, now keep in mind, I started off, when you look at these original labels, I don't guess we brought the one from my desk that had the original Mobile Wash of America on it. I was a janitorial contractor.
Okay.
And so it was primary commercial products. So we used Mr. C. If you look in his original iteration, he's a 55-gallon drum with Army boots. And as you see the new logo, you just see him from the top up. But the original one had Army boots, and we wanted him to look like he's just going to kick your butt.
I like it. Jack, there's your answer of where Mr. C came from.
Big, you notice those big arms.
Got
and
the muscles and everything.
The flat head looked like a crew top, like a flat top.
Yep. Now, okay, so we've talked a little bit about the history. What can our customers expect from OdoBan in the future?
New products right now. Like I said, I explained earlier, we're doing everything we can do to get the existing products out the door. Everybody wants disinfectant, so it's kind of put a new product development on the back burner. But it's still there. We've got, as you know, Dave, we've got some things in the hopper.
Always,
but always, yeah. Our goal is to have 2 new products a year. That's kind of the, buyers want to see you show up with 2 new products. So we've got some things in the works, but have taken a back seat to just getting things out the door.
Yeah, right now it's priorities first, and that priority is trying to make disinfectant. Now, is there anything, if you found yourself standing there on that day when you sold the first pallet to Sam's Club, is there anything you'd do differently if you were back on that day?
I thought about that. I saw this question earlier this morning, and, the answer to that is no. And people go, really? Because every mistake I made, every challenge I ran into, every obstacle I had to overcome, I learned something from it. And I think if I hadn't have done that at the beginning, I'd rather make a small mistake on a smaller scale than a large mistake, or a small mistake on a larger scale. So, no, I think everything happens for a reason. And I did make some mistakes, make them today. I'm not perfect, and I'm a work in progress, and this company's wanting to increase and strive to do better. So, no, I wouldn't change anything.
That's, the things we do or the path we're on that lead us where we are. I think that's a fantastic observation. So I've had a chance to work with you at a lot of trade shows, and I know you love interacting with our customers, and we have so many people that love OdoBan. What is your favorite thing about talking to our OdoBan fans?
As you know, we have an 82% retention rate.
Yeah, if you buy it, you're going to buy it again.
You buy it, 82% of people buy it again. I think you and I have heard it. We've been on airplanes. We hear somebody at a restaurant out of town, or you walk in somewhere and you smell it in the bathroom, and you're in whatever. You're in Texas or Vegas. You walk in and smell OdoBan. Hear people talking about it. You hear all the people come up and tell you how much they love it. One of the things that that you guys put in place that I think's really resonated is the OdoBan. I want to shout out to them. I've kind of watched that take on a life of its own, and actually, it's helped us in customer service because people would call in and ask. They'll post on social media. An OdoBan person will answer the question for us because they love the product. And just seeing that is heartwarming.
Yeah, having the level of dedication that our fans have to us and our brand it really blows my mind sometimes.
Yeah, it does.
It's fantastic. Our OdoBan bandits are great.
See, there's another card. Boom.
Right out the window.
Yep.
Oh, man, I think they hit a car. Oh, it'll be all right. So OdoBan is your company, and we're not a small company by any means. What is your favorite part about OdoBan as a company?
I don't know if I said this earlier, but just watching it grow, to have started from my bathtub and seeing the growth over the years, where we're headed, what's going on currently. because of COVID, we'll probably we've grown a lot just because of this, but we're reaching out to a whole new group of people that maybe walked in the store, couldn't find Lysol or whatever, and bought OdoBan just because it said disinfectant, and now they've become a fan, and I think we picked up a customer for life. That's great. I think my Christian beliefs drive that. It's a blessing. Every day is a blessing. I feel blessed.
So I know I said earlier, you are a busy guy. I've seen how much you travel, how much you're dealing with all of our customers. What is a day like for you as OdoBan president and CEO?
I get up at 4:30 every day. People say, why? Because I get up, take a shower, get some coffee at the store, come in, read the paper, yesterday's Wall Street Journal. Emails are there, do my prayer time while I'm in here by myself at my desk. Sometimes I cheat and pray in the car on the way here. But that starts my day. I think right now, with what's currently going on, I spend half my day in meetings where I didn't used to, lining up raw materials, chasing things like sprayers. And it's just, we had one of our major suppliers cut us off, reduce us tremendously. And it took me getting on the phone and calling in some favors from friends to pick up and replace that item. That's what I've spent more time every day just chasing raw materials. I hate to say that, but that's what a lot of it is
right now. Yeah, it's
we're expanding the plant. We're bringing in new equipment. You got to make all those decisions. We're adding another 70,000 feet, and just meetings and meetings.
Meetings and meetings. So, you keep tossing these cards. I think that last one went out the window, and I think it landed on the solar panels down there, and which I wanted to bring up. What is the story on these solar panels out here? You drive by our facility, everybody comments on them.
I put solar panels at my house in 1999.
Leading the charge.
Yeah.
That's pretty cutting edge.
And it's pretty big. It was the largest solar array east of the Mississippi. It powers my home. And then so when they came to me and said, when Flint Energy here came to me and said they want to talk to me about power, they came to me because I already had it at home. So the fact that I already had it, they didn't have to do a sell job to convince me why it was going to work. It probably pays, the solar array out here pays about 88% of our electrical usage, which is pretty phenomenal in itself.
You can't beat that. You
can't beat that, no. So it was the right thing to do. I've always been interested in it. I've got ground source heat pumps at my house. I've got isonine for insulation and, used mostly reclaimed wood to build a house. So it's something I've been interested in for a long time.
Yeah, we've got a lot of reclaimed wood here in the facility, too. You walk in our front doors and the bricks on the outside. So tell me where the bricks on the outside of our building are from.
The bricks, and some of them are used at my house. So I went up to Greenwood Mills in Rome, Georgia. They were tearing it down.
I know exactly where that is, actually. Yeah?
Yeah, they tore it down. So I was there I bought tractor trailer loads of the post, the heart pine post.
Right, yeah.
To cut down to make tongue and groove for my floor in my house. And there was all these walls, and these bricks out here are 30% bigger than a normal brick. And I said, boy, that'd be great, but you got to chip all the mortar off. Well, about that time they hit one wall with a wrecking ball. The whole wall fell down. When the dust cloud, dissipated, walked over and looked at the bricks and said, holy cow, all the mortar, I guess because it was built in 1863, all the mortar popped off. So all of a sudden I went, the bricks are 30% bigger. They're the same price as a normal brick. It's stamped 1863. Yeah. It's got paint all over it, as you can see.
Yeah, they're really cool looking.
Yeah, different paint over the years is stuck on the bricks. And it was just, wow, don't have to have any labor to chip mortar off.
Right.
And it just looked cool.
Yep. So. I put on my chemist hat and I'll tell you, the mortar they used back then was a different chemistry than the stuff they use now. The stuff now is like concrete, and you can't get it off those bricks without breaking them. But the old stuff you can.
Just popped off.
It pops off. Yeah. And it makes a really neat looking building. So speaking of the old days there, what is one of your favorite memories from the early days of OdoBan?
There are very few people that can remember this, but there's a few around. I had a trailer that I hooked up every Friday, 200-gallon trailer, and I would go around and deliver OdoBan.
Really?
They had a 35-gallon drum in the back of these restaurants and hotels and all around here. And I would back up in the loading dock every Friday and half a day Saturday and had a meter on the pump when I would fill there. And that way they just paid for what they used.
I never knew that.
They weren't having to pay for a gallon and a box and a cap. I just come fill it up, read the meter. You bought 30 gallons. You got 20 this week, whatever. So that's an early memory. I still have that trailer out there at my farm, and I still have the tank, and we use it for watering plants and stuff. But yeah, that's a old memory. I probably don't miss those days.
It's especially down here in Georgia where it's hot in the summertime out there pumping stuff.
It is.
Not an easy thing to do. So OdoBan, we're known to eliminate every bad odor you can find. And I know you've smelled some. So what is the worst thing you've ever smelled, and did OdoBan take care of it?
Isn't that video on our website? That
knew that's what you were
stupid
gonna
Swedish
say.
fish you and I did?
The Stinky Fish Challenge.
You remember the name of that stuff?
Starts with an S. I think.
Yes, it's on YouTube.
Yeah, there is
It's
if
on
you check
YouTube?
It's on our
Oh
YouTube
my
channel.
God.
It's called the Stinky
Go watch
Fish
that video.
Challenge.
That's the stinkiest stuff I've ever smelled in my life. Just imagine skunk that's been fermented, thrown in with some rotten sauerkraut, and then empty a sewage pond on top of it.
Oh yeah.
And that's pretty much what that stuff smelled like. And I ate some of it.
Yeah.
I mean, people eat it. It goes back to the Viking days.
Yeah.
They used to put it in a can or put it in a jar or whatever they did to carry on these Viking boats.
It was preserved,
Yeah, it was preserved. Oh, my God.
It's rough. I knew you were
bad.
going to say that as soon as I saw that question, because I've dealt with a lot of this stuff too in the lab, and that is by far the worst thing I've ever smelled.
It's pretty bad.
Our YouTube channel, Stinky Fish Challenge, you guys will get a kick out of that. So we've come down to our final question here, and this one is just a little something that's not even OdoBan related. But if you could have one superpower, what would it be?
I think it would be the ability to be able to read minds because, everybody that you meet is not your friend.
That's true.
There's a lot of people that will, and it's kind of, I've noticed it's more prevalent. I live down here in the South, but it's more prevalent. People come up and pat you on the back and tell you how much they like you and this and that. But if you hear them say, bless your heart. Bless your heart.
Bless your little heart.
If you hear them say, bless his little heart, that's their way of saying that, they really don't like you. So I think if I could read people's minds, the ones that smile at you and you come to find out they really don't think much of you or they're trying to stab you in the back, that would be my one superpower I wish I could have.
That's interesting. Well, okay, we've covered all the topics about OdoBan. We've covered all the questions we sent you. I'm going to throw you on the spot here and say, is there anything else you want to tell our customers, our fans out there that we haven't covered that you just want to talk about? Open forum, man. It's all yours.
Wow. I want to thank everybody for supporting us. It's been a dream. When I was in high school, if you'd have told me I'd be running a multi-million-dollar corporation, we'd be everywhere from Walmart to Sam's to HEB to, True Value, Ace, Home Depot, and everywhere in between, I probably would have laughed at you because that wasn't even on my radar screen. But having become a janitorial contractor is how I got started. And just started making it to save money. And then people would see the product and go, wow, that's some good stuff. Can I buy it? So we kind of morphed into just selling. The first mixing tank I had was a dairy tank. I got a good deal on it, and I'd mix it up in a stainless steel dairy tank. But I think just watching this thing grow has been a story unto itself. There's been a lot of obstacles along the way, a lot. We're having them right now as we speak. But just to come through that, to navigate those waters, come out the other side, I wouldn't have done it without everybody's support. I didn't do this alone. I tell people that all the time. It's by the grace of God I'm here, and I give him all the credit. But I think just thank everybody for supporting us, believing in us. We try to do the right thing. And my, not claim to fame, but my one rule is there's people that can make duplicate products, and we could be a duplicate product. But if I'm out there competing with the big boys, the Procter & Gamble's of the world, or the Lysols, or the Cloroxes, or FC Johnson, whoever it may be, If we just make another Me Too product, now you're just in a price war. Hey, I can sell mine cheaper. I'll beat you by 5 cents. So we have to be better. That's our one mantra around here. Take a product, make ours better than the competition. It might be something simple like it doesn't streak or whatever the case may be. With OdoBan, we'll get rid of the odors. We'll eliminate them. We don't mask them. But without the support of everybody, we wouldn't be sitting here talking today.
Yeah. We
wouldn't be going through the issues. We've got bigger and brighter things to come in the future, but I just want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart. I'm sincere about this. Thank you for your support. I know we got customer service. You got questions right in. I'll be happy to do the show again. And did I meet the challenge for off the cuff because I wasn't ready?
You did, man. You nailed it. You nailed it. I knew you would. I've seen you work. Man, thanks so much for being here, Steve. We really appreciate you taking time out of your schedule, and it's been fantastic. We're going to wrap this up today, guys, and until I see you next time, make life fresh.
Before you go, here are a few more helpful videos you should definitely check out. And if you like this video and want more of the best fun, free cleaning tips and how-tos, be sure to hit that subscribe button and then click the little bell icon so you'll always know whenever we post a new video.